Hi friend, in earlier tutorial you have seen that we have successfully created our login system after specifying username and password. Successfully specifying username and password, then we are getting some message. We are inside, we are getting one that control panel frame. Okay, and if we specify wrong username password, then it is showing us one registration form. Okay, and 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 all this coding I have done under this login button. Okay, so double click on login button, so you find there that all the code is this one. Okay, taking the value from the field and password field, and after that connecting with the database servers, and writing here is the SQL queries. rs.next is returned. If it is return true, then inside system we are calling control panel frame. Okay, and if username password is not found, then it is going to show us registration form. One thing you need to note down that when someone is specifying its username and password, okay, someone is specifying its username and password, then you need to track that user, okay, for the rest of the application. Okay, so I have tracked that username and password by um, user ID. One user ID is also created when some user is registered. Okay, and that user ID we are storing that user ID in this variable. This variable is student ID. Okay, we are storing this getInt ID. Okay, this ID is the field. Okay, this ID is the field in the register info table, and we are storing that variables, that values in student ID. Okay, for example, if someone is login with username Saurabh and password 1234, and its ID in the database table is 3, then student ID is 3. Here we are uh, here store value is 3. Okay, and that is the numeric value, that is integer value, and to and we are converting in a string. Okay, by integer dot to a string, and this one is for testing. Okay, and next, okay, come and make it enable so that you can check while running the application that it is displaying on the console. Okay, and this one is control panels, and we have created earlier created one frame, that is control panel, and this one is control panel. We are calling this control panel. Okay, we are calling this control panel, and we are passing that string ID within the control panel as a constructor. Okay, so we have created one constructor control panel. Just you can check this one here, it is a control panel. We have created one constructor. Okay, and we are specify id as a string variables, and in instance variable id we are storing that variables. Okay, so whatever value uh, whatever value string id is getting, okay, from the this lines, and that value is transferred to id. Okay, so and here this the code is the cp.setVisible. We are making this frame as a visible, and making this login form as invisible, so set visible false. Okay, now next is to check that how login. Okay, Login system is working. Control panel. Okay. After specifying is username and password, after specifying correct username and password, we are in the control panel. Okay, control panel frame. And so let us assume that someone is logging with a username Saurabh and password 1234, and its ID is 3. Then in student ID we are getting 3, and we are converting to it to the string, and we are passing this value in a control panel constructor. So we are passing in this value in a control panel constructor. Okay. And and we are assigning whatever value which is passed from the this login logic. This value is transferred in a control panel constructor, and we are storing that value in a id instance variable. Okay. And now in the rest of the program, we are going to use this id. Okay, we are going to use this id to track user, to track student. Okay, next is that uh, let us assume that if someone selected this language and start exam, then only Java paper is you need to show only Java paper to the exam is to the student. Okay. If someone select PHP, then only PHP paper it is going to show for the examination. So I have done here in the start exam. Click on start exam section. You find there is a radio button for all this radio button. We have created 4 objects. This one, J radio button 1, J radio button 2, 3, and 4, and 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 one is button. Okay, J button 1. When button is pressed, then we are checking that if J button 1 is selected. Okay. If J button 1 means this button, if this button is selected, is this button is selected, then uh, we are assigning Java in a subject variable. Okay. If someone select second radio button, then we are assigning HTML on the subject. Okay. In the same way, we are assigning different subjects in a this subject variables. Okay. And all is this variables, all this value which we are assigning is the table name. Actually, it is the table which I have created in the database. Okay. At first, I'm going to show you that database. Okay. And database and table. Database is exam swing. Okay, exam swing localhost php myadmin. Okay, wait. Okay. And it is the table name is database name is exam swing, and database is this one. Okay. Here you can see that C in C++, HTML, Java, PHP is this all these are the subjects. Okay. Okay, that I have created for all this. I have created one radio button. Okay. In the control panel, each radio button. Okay, each radio button, radio Java, HTML, PHP, and C++. If someone is selecting Java, then what we are assigning, we are assigning Java in subject variables. Okay. um, if someone is select C and C++, then we are assigning, okay, we are assigning mm, C and C++. Okay. And the subject variables. Okay. And okay, fine. And if someone if someone if subject is selected, means subject is not equal to null. Okay. If some student selected the subject. Okay, let us assume that someone selected Java, then we are assigning Java value in subject variable, and in the subject variable. So if subject cannot equal to null, means it is not equal to null, because in under the subject variable we have just assigned Java. Okay, so uh, so we are inside the loop. And for this reason we are going to get exam panel frame. Okay, exam panel frame, and we are passing two values. Note down here that we are passing two value and in a constructor, exam panel constructor. Okay, and we have created constructor in the exam panel. Okay, class exam panel, we have created class constructor, we have created constructor exam panel. Okay, okay, this one is the constructor. Okay, this one is constructor, we have created exam panel, and we are passing their subject and ID. Okay, and this is subject and ID. If it sets visible true, and this form is set to be false. Okay, and we are passing whatever value, whatever subject is user selected, and its ID, is means student ID, we are passing in a exam panel frame, this is exam panel frame. And we are getting here all the things, subject and ID. Okay, it is time to show you by running these applications. Control S, save it. And at first I need to check that what is the username password. Okay, Kamlesh and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 okay, login, run, run file, run file. And its student is ID is its ID is Kamlesh. For Kamlesh ID is 1. Okay, okay, okay. Then Kamlesh KAMLESH 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, login. I need to check in the console. Okay, 1. Okay, this is the 1 for this line. Okay, we are getting output in a console, that is 1. This one is nothing but a ID. Okay, ID for username Kamlesh and password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. We are getting ID 1. And when we select some subjects Java and start exam, then we are passing that ID and this subject name in a next frame. That frame is exam panel frame. So we are getting Java papers only. And this is for ID 1. Okay, so in that way we are tracking user in a throughout the different frame. Okay, by passing ID in a constructor. Thank you for your time. In next tutorial I am going to show you the logic behind this exam panel. Okay, if you like this video, then press like buttons and share. Thank you for your time.